Hey everyone, it's Lucy from KBeautyHobbit.com. I am not usually very trendy with my content. However, the de-influencing trend is a really good one. I enjoy it, although it's not new. It's a new trend for TikTok, but YouTube has had anti-hauls and all these things for so long. However, because this is something that speaks to me, I am going to do my own de-influencing thing. And instead of focusing on specific products, which I feel like you already have that in my fails and faves videos, I post those every month and I have a playlist, but you can check out my fails in there, and that would be the specific product de-influencing. But let's talk more about product categories. I am very much into Korean skincare and skincare in general. I am probably an overconsumer of all these things. However, even I think there are certain things that you just don't need. That's not to say that you can't have it or that I think you shouldn't have it. You have complete autonomy over your life, and some of these things I really enjoy myself, but are they strictly necessary? No. These are in no particular order. I wrote a list as it came to me over the last week, so let's get into it. The first thing that is unnecessary are lip masks. Are they fun? Yes. Is it cool to get that jar of Laneige lip sleeping mask or Clavu and slather it on and go to bed and feel all fancy? Yeah, that's cool. But can you accomplish the same thing for way, way less money? Yeah. The best thing ever is the Cerave healing ointment. It is so affordable. It's around $10, maybe even less for a big tube. It is way more cosmetically elegant than Vaseline or Aquaphor. You can use it for so many things. You can do full face slugging, which is applying a petroleum-based ointment after your skincare routine. You can do targeted slugging, which is what I do, just applying it under the eyes when it's really dry, applying it on the lips. You can use it on cuticles. You can use it on feet. You can use it over scrapes. You can use it on your children. Talk to a dermatologist and pediatrician, but I use it on my toddler for his super dry lips. It's the best. It's unscented. You can get little travel tubes. I have those in my bag and in my purse. You can get a big tube. I have that at home. You can get a tub. I wouldn't do the tub probably just because dipping hands into it isn't the best, but do you need lip masks that are $15 or $20 for a tiny jar? No. And a lot of those are fragrance, and there's not necessarily anything wrong with it, but if you're having some kind of skin barrier issue, you're not going to be slugging with a fragrance product. So lip mask is just a lip mask, really. It's not a multi-purpose product. You can have something so much cheaper, or just a good chapstick would also do the trick, probably for most of us. There's no need to spend $15, $20, or even more dollars, especially the Tatcha one. The Tatcha lip mask, I think, is even more than that. Just don't do it, unless you want to. Then, you know, live your life. Next are sheet masks, and I think that's not even an unpopular opinion anymore. I think so many of us got super into sheet masks when those became popular in the West. For me, it was 2016, 2017 when I discovered them. I used to sometimes sheet mask daily. Can they be nice? Yes. And some of them are super fancy, like hydrogel or special gauze, or some of them are clay-based. But in general, what a sheet mask does is provide hydration, and you can get that same benefit with a good toner or a good essence. If you really want to make sure that it stays on the skin for longer, you could get a reusable silicone mask, but I think even those are unnecessary. I think a good skincare routine with a gentle cleanser and a good toner and essence, and then sealed with a nice moisturizer, is really all we need. I do not think sheet masks make such a huge difference. Are they nice sometimes? Yes. I still sometimes use them, especially if I get some SPR, but I never ever buy them anymore, and I never choose them anymore. There are some stores that give me product credit, like Josie, to choose whatever I want for review or whatever every so often, and I never ever go to sheet masks anymore because I can achieve that same thing with cheaper products, where you get more of the actual juice, the essence of the toner, for cheaper, and it's less wasteful. Next are eye patches. I actually use them and enjoy them, but are they strictly necessary? No. Most of the reason why I use them is because I get them. Sometimes PR comes and there's not a lot of choice for me of what's included. Sometimes I just get brand gifts. This is not to brag. It's a whole other topic of how stressful sometimes it is to get a lot of products as a content creator, but they can be nice. But again, just like sheet masks, it's just hydration, except it's targeted hydration. If you're using hydrogel eye patches and storing them in the fridge, that's depuffing, but you can easily achieve that same result with a cool spoon or anything else that's been slightly chilled and just applied to the skin. There are some reusable silicone patches that are less wasteful in theory. However, my personal experience with the Pacifica ones have been that the upkeep is a hassle. Of washing them is a hassle. You have to dry them a certain way and they just don't adhere super well. So while I still use eye patches occasionally and I do enjoy them, it's definitely not a must-have. And I think if you're especially on a tight budget, or if you're trying to shorten your skincare routine, you can easily skip those and just use a good eye cream or just a good face moisturizer and a good essence, a good serum, all those things, and achieve very similar results, if not better. Eye cream is its own topic, and it's too easy of a thing to say you don't need eye cream. I'm not going to include that in this video. I have my own thoughts about that, but just so you know, it's not off my radar, but I don't know that you don't need or need eye cream. That's completely up to you. Next are lip scrubs. And let me explain. So I think exfoliating dry lips is not going to fix the issue that's making them dry. I think that good old trusted Cerave healing ointment applied very regularly will take care of the dryness for most of us. And if you have some sort of texture abnormalities or whatever, a warm washcloth takes care of most of that, especially if you are moisturizing your lips regularly with something like the CeraVe healing ointment or a lip mask or whatever you're choosing. Are lip scrubs nice sometimes? Yes, but do you need a dedicated lip one? No. I've had some physical scrubs for the face. I know some people don't like them. I still sometimes use them. I don't mind a physical exfoliator every once in a while, especially if it's sugar-based and it's nice and gentle. It does give very immediate effects, so I do enjoy that. But for example, I'm from Scrub Mask or Claire's Black Sugar Mask. Those work wonderful on the lips, and you don't need to buy a little overpriced tub of Vomisa or a little overpriced tub of something else for just a lip scrub. It's largely unnecessary, and that effect can be achieved with literally a warm washcloth. Next, clay masks. Do I like clay masks? Yes. Do I think we all need them? No, we could definitely do away without them. They do provide a nice instant but temporary result of absorbing the extra sebum. They don't suck anything out of pores, they're not vacuums, but they can make pores appear smaller and cleaner temporarily. I have a whole video on very common clay mask mistakes that people make, and I still use wash-off masks. But are they really making a huge difference long-term for your skin? Not so much. If you have an issue with blackheads or comedones or sebaceous filaments that are really active and filling up all the time, a clay mask, even a daily one, is not really going to fix that issue. You're better off using a leave-on product, something with BHA, or even a BHA face wash, or maybe some AHA, depending on what your skin can tolerate. But you're better off with some sort of regular product that will actually help unclog the pores and help with that sebum production versus just constantly doing the band-aid of the clay mask. Are they still nice? Yes, they are. I still use them, but do you need them? No, you don't. In fact, unpopular opinion, the only things you truly need are a good cleanser, a good moisturizer, and SPF. Everything else is very nice to have, but if we get down to just the very nitty-gritty of it, if your skin is dehydrated and you have a good cleanser and a good moisturizer, even just getting it nice and wet with just regular clean water and then putting moisturizer on top will probably provide some hydration. I mean, I do more than that, but you know, you don't have to. Next, neck and chest creams. Totally unnecessary with one little caveat. So if you're just doing a regular moisturizer all over your face, or serum, or toner, or essence, usually I follow Susan Yara's advice and my skincare extends all the way down to the nipples. The only time that I might get a separate neck or chest product is if I am doing something with retinoids. I have prescription retinoid that I use. I use tretinoin on my face regularly. I can kind of use it on my neck now and on my chest, but the skin here is so much more sensitive. So I will have sometimes a different product for the chest and neck. However, it's not anything that is marketed specifically as a chest and neck. For example, I use the by Wishtrend vitamin A cream on the chest and neck as my retinoid instead of my prescription tretinoin because it's more gentle. A while back, maybe 5 years or so, there was a real boom of chest and neck creams in the K-beauty market. The Siam had a chaga one that I really liked. Innisfree had one. So many brands suddenly had neck creams. But honestly, neglecting your neck and then just putting a little bit of a neck cream on it is not going to fix anything. Your neck and chest and face are all one unit. Yes, there's some differences, but pretty much anything that can go on the face can and should go on the neck and chest, including sunscreens, with just the exception for maybe some really strong exfoliators or the tretinoin and stuff. But for the most part, do you need something separate? No, no you don't. Last but not least, sleeping masks. Do you need a sleeping mask if you already have a good moisturizer that you use in the evening? No. What is a sleeping mask? It is just another name for moisturizer. Sometimes they're more luxuriously nourishing, but not always. I've had some that were just like a gel or a light moisturizer. So if you're following the super long K-Beauty skincare routine, which starts with double cleanse and then an exfoliator and a toner and an essence and a serum and an ampule and an eye cream and then a moisturizer and then a sleeping mask on top, for most of us, that's probably not necessary. Do I still use sleeping masks sometimes? Yes, I do, but I don't see it as a separate step. It's more like a replacement step for a moisturizer. So I might use my regular moisturizer or I might use a sleeping pack that night because it's just a moisturizer. There's nothing super special about a sleeping pack versus a regular cream. So if you're trying to pare down your skincare routine, one moisturizer for night and maybe even for day plus SPF is enough. That's all I have for you today. Again, it's not to say that you can't or even shouldn't use these. I just think these are largely unnecessary, but skincare for me is more than just a utilitarian exercise in keeping my skin condition in its top shape. Skincare for me is a relaxation, self-care, unwinding ritual. A lot of the times it's the first time the whole day that I've had time for myself. And so I do lots of different steps, some of them necessary, some of them not, but I think there's a lot to be said for certain things that just bring us joy. Will a lip scrub really change your lip condition for good for a long time? Probably not, but does it make you happy? If it causes that endorphin rush, it's probably worth it. So this is my de-influencing attempt. Let me know what you thought. Thank you very much for joining me. And please let me know in the comments what you think is needed or not needed, or if you have thoughts on the specific topics I covered today. I hope to see you in my next video. In the meantime, you can find me on Instagram at KBeautyHobbit, my blog KBeautyHobbit.com, and in my private Facebook group, Korean Beauty Fanatics. I hope to see you in my next video. Until then, please remember to always listen to your skin and do what makes you happy. Thank you so much.